Hi everybody, Kelly Western here with a 5-minute quickie yoga practice, and it's pretty much a full body practice. We're going to start with child's pose. Then we'll do this little bit of a warm up for the spine where we do downward dog to plank all the way down to the ground, and then we'll do upward dog, back to downward dog, and you do that a few times. So starting with child's pose, just feel your body lengthening. Stay here as long as you like. When I do this one in the morning, it takes me a while to warm up my back and my hips. So I just relax here, come into my breath. Usually I'll hold most poses for about 5 breaths or more. So go with your intuition. Then you get into downward dog and just do with a warm up in your downward dog, which means you might bend your knees and straighten them. You might shake your head out. You might keep your knees bent depending on how stiff your hamstrings are or your hips are, or your backs. Some people have really stiff calves. Then inhale yourself into plank. You can keep your hips a little bit higher than if your back hurts. So you might not drop the hips all the way. You might also put your knees down to the ground. Looks like I have a little curve in my back here. I probably could squeeze my core muscles a little bit more. And then lower yourself on an exhale all the way down to the ground. Again, some people like to put the knees down. Then you do your upward dog, and I'll show you the cobra next time if you can't do the downward dog. Drop down to your knees to get back into downward dog. And just take as many breaths as you want. And if you're just doing this as a quickie practice every day, so you might not need to take too long. So inhale back to plank, hold it as long as you like. Then we'll exhale all the way down. I think this time I do a cobra instead. So here's your core strengthening. Here's your arm strengthening. Drop your knees if you need to. Here's your back bend. Squeeze your glutes, tuck your tailbone a little bit. And then exhale, downward dog. Stretches your back, stretches the backs of your legs. That's why I say this is kind of a full body. So you can do this as many times as you want. I step my feet in a little bit further towards my hands when my legs start to warm up. Then here I go again on the next inhale. I think this time I go halfway down. So if you want to practice chaturanga, don't go past your elbows. So my shoulders hopefully won't go past my elbows. Yep. And then you're going to come up into upward dog. So you never really go all the way down. So of course, more arm strengthening. And exhale, downward dog. Nice strong stomach muscles as you pull your hips up and back if you don't drop to your knees first. You can do this for one breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Those are quick breaths. Exhale. So one breath for each movement if you want. And then rest in child's pose whenever you're ready for a rest. And the most important part is the breath. When things, especially if you're going to do that inhale plank, then lower all the way down on your exhale, then lift up on your inhale, and downward facing dog, you might start to get tired, so you're going to lengthen your breath. Okay, we're going into lunge stretches next, which I think is another great thing you could do every day. I lifted the leg first because just to kind of get some circulation in that leg. On your inhale, straighten the leg. On your exhale, go into the lunge. Inhale, straighten the leg. You might want to keep your head up, or some people like to put their head down toward their knee, which I think I show on the next leg. So here we're opening up the hip joint, of course the hamstrings, and then the front of the hip. So the front and the back of the hip are getting kind of stretched out here. So you should feel that. And then downward facing dog again. Notice how it feels one side versus the other. And then lift that leg nice and high as you can go. And then take it forward. Same thing on this side. Inhale, straighten-ish. You don't worry about if it doesn't go straight. It doesn't matter as long as you feel the stretch. So that's with my back straight, but also you can do this one pulling your head down towards your shin, which is a little more intense. Not for everyone, especially if it hurts your back. Obviously, you don't want to hurt your back. So just go with the breath. This is really important to do all these things with the breath. Otherwise, it's not doing as much. You need to give your body oxygen to work. Don't hold your breath. And there I just went through one more little flow. So you can kind of make it up as you go, but these are really simple. Take it back into child's pose. So all we've done is child's pose, downward dog, plank, and upward dog. The last thing that we really haven't done is a twist. So it's nice to end with a twist. Your spine is nice and warmed up. Always twist to the right first. So you're going to take your left arm under. And that's for digestive purposes. to twist to the right first and just breathe down into your belly, and then twist to the left. And I've got a second twist that's just like this, but you're going to come up onto your knees next. So of course, stay as long as you want in the twist. And think about twisting through the shoulders. That way, if you let your shoulders collapse, you're not going to get as good of a twist. Here I go to the right again, but my knees are mostly underneath my hips. This will get my lower back a little more. Sometimes I get a nice pop out of this one. I love it. Free chiropractor work. Back to center. Inhale as you come back to center. Inhale as you reach up. Exhale to turn it to the left. And now you're ready for the day. So this took maybe 5 or 6 minutes. Doesn't take very long. And if you do it every day, you're going to keep your body really open. And hopefully you'll see the flexibility. So thanks for coming.